south of the border, down Mexico way. That's where I fell in love when the stars above came out to play. And now as I wander, my thoughts ever stray south of the border, down Mexico way.
Trabajo allá. Soy de una generación de fronterizos que pues siempre han vivido allá o han trabajado allá y de repente se vinieron a vivir acá. Mi razón fue porque pues me quise salir de la casa de mis padres a los 23. Las rentas en San Diego están para llorar y pues Tijuana es una buena opción. Nomás es de acostumbrarse, levantarse temprano y adaptarse. Normal, la gente entra más temprano, como 6, 7 de la mañana, 8, y pues ahí es donde hay más línea. Eso se llama el morning rush.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're not sending you. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people. But I speak to border guards, and they tell us what we're getting. And it only makes common sense. It only makes common sense. They're sending us not the right people. It's coming from more than Mexico. It's coming from all over South and Latin America, and it's coming probably from the Middle East. But we don't know, because we have no protection and we have no competence. We don't know what's happening.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Real name is John Hollingsworth. I go by Jay. Jay is a nickname. I'm 67 years old, or 68, I lost a year, and been here in San Diego since 1966, came to school down here and never went home. I was a teacher for 15 years. It's terrific. I mean, you mention San Diego to people and they say, wow, what a great place. And it is a great place. It's changed dramatically since the 60s though. It used to be when I first came down here, you could drive from one end of the county to the other in 20 minutes. Didn't have to worry about traffic any time of the day. You could get through inner city, wasn't a problem. And now there's, a lot of people want to be here, a lot of development. You have to time it to drive around the county. You just have to go with the times. Everything changes. I look at Los Angeles where I grew up, and it's almost impossible to move about there at certain times of the day. So here, it's getting more and more like that, but it's still not LA, it's still San Diego.
According to the research group INRIX, San Diego now ranks as the 15th worst traffic city in the U.S. After several years of fewer delays, San Diego now spends about 22 hours a year stuck in traffic.
Un cambio negativo porque pues siempre ves noticias que los policías han usado fuerza excesa a gente que son de raza minority y pues es lo que estás viendo últimamente y pues también esto lo que Donald Trump está pues predicando en su campaña política es de mucho odio. Y pues aún en Estados Unidos se maneja ese orgullo anglosajón.
This is the day we take our country back. Remember that. This is the day we take our country back. So I got a little notice in case you see the security guys. We have wonderful security guys. They said, Mr. Trump, there may be somebody with tomatoes in the audience. So if you see somebody getting ready to throw a tomato, knock the crap out of them, would you? Seriously. We're not allowed to punch back anymore. I love the old days. You know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? They'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks. Smiling, laughing. Like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you. When do we beat Mexico at the border? They're laughing at us, at our stupidity. And now they're beating us economically. They are not our friend, believe me.
You know, when I first started teaching, I was down in Imperial Beach, South Bay Union School District, a huge Navy population. But it was also a large Hispanic population. So where I first started out teaching was Sunny Slope School. And many of the families that I got to know really, really well were Hispanic families. And, you know, they were small business owners and things like that. It was just a real mix. It was a real diverse bag, which was really cool. You know, more and more it's become a larger Hispanic community. So the last school where I was principal, which was Mendoza School, I got to open the school. We were probably 90% Hispanic. I had close to 50% of my kids who were non-English speakers, but, you know, greatest kids in the world, greatest families in the world, and everybody got along. Didn't matter what you were, who you were, where you came from. Seemed like we were able to do some pretty great things with the kids we had, with the families we have. You know, there are issues that you had to deal with, the you know, political issues and being politically correct, but you can work around those things, though.
Algo va a haber un cambio en los procesos para cruzar, creo, pero no estoy tan seguro. Pero también a la misma vez, no sé, no te sé decir, nomás que mira, con un presidente republicano en la Casa Blanca nunca le va bien a la clase media, que bien vengo siendo yo, ¿verdad? A los pobres les ayudan, a la gente rica no les cobran impuestos, y los que se joden son la clase media. Que tiene un egoísmo bien raro, bien impulsivo, y es bien fácil provocado.
USA! USA! Knock the crap out of him, would you? Seriously. Get him out of here.
En primer lugar, digamos que la primera sorpresa fue tener un candidato de la calidad de Donald Trump, tan poco educado, tan violento en sus discursos, tan radical hacia la derecha, hacia la intolerancia, que fue creciendo, que toda la gente pensaba que no tenía ninguna posibilidad. De alguna manera se mediatizó, yo creo que parte de la agenda mediática, porque era pues muy mediático en sí mismo por tanta agresividad y la burla que su propia persona parecía. Era como una mala broma que iba creciendo y creciendo incontrolable.
In the good old days, this doesn't happen because they used to treat them very, very rough. And when they protested once, you know, they would not do it again so easily. Like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you. I love the old days. You know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? They'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks.
El discurso de Trump es tan básico, es decir, vamos a volver al pasado, como si existiera realmente la posibilidad de volver al pasado, pensando en que un candidato, incluso un sistema, un partido, podría regresar el pasado. El pasado se dio cuando no había las relaciones globalizadas de hoy. El pasado se dio cuando la población en Estados Unidos no era lo que es ahora. El pasado se dio cuando Estados Unidos tenía otro papel en el mundo que no es el que tiene ahora. Digamos que uno de los grandes costos del discurso tan fuerte de Trump, de odio, de odio, de rechazo, de desconocimiento y de mucho también es un discurso súper ignorante. Es un discurso es ignorante y súper sencillo. Es un discurso básico que mueve las entrañas y el intestino de la gente, y ahí es a donde lo moviliza. Y moviliza en las cosas que suelen ser más irracionales. Los odios, los miedos, muchas veces son muy irracionales.
Next time we see him, we might have to kill him.
In the good old days, they'd rip him out of that seat so fast.
Shut up! Shut the hell up! No, I would not shut the hell up. Get the fuck out of here, man. Hey, yo, mate. Get out of here.
In the good old days, law enforcement acted a lot quicker than this. A lot quicker.
And we're going to enforce the law, and Americans should remember that if we're going to have law.
I am the law and order candidate.
Las pendejadas de los apoyadores de Trump. Esto es lo que está induciendo este cabrón. Lo que genera el odio. Y no entiendo su jugada. Realmente no entiendo su jugada.
Well, you know, I do believe in being here legally. You know, I don't have a problem with people coming over and legally. There is an issue with illegal immigration. Is it fair to say to someone, yeah, you can come and wait in line, and then someone comes ahead of you, comes in illegally, and says, oh, well, just because my parents were here illegally, whatever, I get to come too? I don't agree with that. You got to pay your dues. It's unfortunate. As a school principal, we had a lot of people take advantage, bringing their kids across to put them in school, and that wasn't my job to be the border patrol to go out and say, oh, okay, are you bringing them here legally or illegally? But we knew that was happening. You know, kids were kids, and we were going to do our best to educate them. I just don't think it's fair to not follow laws for immigration. If you just take the situation between the United States and Mexico, there are problems with the governments on both sides. The U.S. government doesn't enforce immigration policies. The Mexican government doesn't really do anything to deter people coming across the border. You heard their argument. If I try to go to Mexico and become a citizen, forget it. It's not going to happen.
Y entonces, pues Trump se dio cuenta que hay un capital político en el miedo y en atacar a las poblaciones que dentro del sistema en donde se encuentra, es decir, en Estados Unidos, son las más desprotegidas. Es decir, el miedo al migrante, cuando se ha aprovechado él y la gran mayoría de los empresarios de su propio trabajo. Pero son los más vulnerables a los que puede fácilmente acusar para no asumir también responsabilidades mucho más grandes y globales en las que por supuesto él está metido, porque él es un empresario que ha hecho mucho dinero invirtiendo en muchos lugares y supuestamente es lo que está criticando, ¿no? Esta huida de capitales de Estados Unidos que ha dejado sin trabajo a algunas personas. Él es uno de ellos. Es una persona que ha invertido y además sabemos que en términos de condiciones de trabajo de sus negocios no han sido las mejores ni para nada ejemplares.
I don't need anybody's money. It's nice. I don't need anybody's money. I'm using my own money. I'm not using the lobbyists. I'm not using donors. I don't care. I'm really rich. I'll show you that in a second. And by the way, I'm not even saying that in a brag. That's the kind of mindset, that's the kind of thinking you need for this country.
Is Trump the right answer? I don't know. In my mind right now, I think he's the lesser of the evils. I think he's a businessman. He will negotiate deals. But in terms of international issues with Syria and with all the stuff with Benghazi, I mean, it's just been a friggin' disaster. Trump scares me in some ways too. He's a tough talker, but he gets in and gets deals done. And it's not that he just totally screws the other guy, but he's looking out for the United States. And I'm a U.S. citizen.
Our movement is about replacing a failed and corrupt political establishment with a new government controlled by you, the American people. The establishment has trillions of dollars at stake in this election. For those who control the levers of power in Washington and for the global special interest, they partner with these people that don't have your good in mind. The political establishment that is trying to stop us is the same group responsible for our disastrous trade deals, massive illegal immigration, and economic and foreign policies that have bled our country dry. The political establishment has brought about the destruction of our factories and our jobs as they flee to Mexico, China, and other countries all around the world. It's a global power structure that is responsible for the economic decisions that have robbed our working class, stripped our country of its wealth, and put that money into the pockets of a handful of large corporations and political entities. The only thing that can stop this corrupt machine is you. The only force strong enough to save our country is us. The only people brave enough to vote out this corrupt establishment is you, the American people. I'm doing this for the people and for the movement, and we will take back this country for you, and we will make America great again. I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Again, I don't know that Trump has all the answers. In my mind right now, he's got better answers for a lot of things.
Y esta mala broma y esta agresión del candidato se encuentra con un descontento generalizado, no solo en Estados Unidos, yo creo que en el mundo, de muchas cosas. Una población abandonada a la que nunca se le puso atención, que era la población de blanca, que había perdido sus empleos cuando Estados Unidos empieza a perder también trabajos, desatendida, y que por alguna razón se habían mantenido mucho con un discurso muy blanco, muy antiminorías. Entonces el enojo de esta población con el discurso de Trump, poco educado y tan fuera de los cánones de la política, pues se hacen una buena mancuerna con esta gente, promete cosas que no va a poder cumplir desde mi punto de vista, y que si las cumple, pues va a ser el desastre no solo para Estados Unidos, sino para la economía inmediata en términos de México, Estados Unidos y Canadá, pero también de todo el continente y del mundo.
But again, we can't be the savior for everything and everybody there. We can't be the saviors for the world. We can be strong. And I think, unfortunately, the way our military has been depleted, we aren't as strong right now as we once were. That's scary for the world. It's scary for ourselves. It's scary for Mexico. It's scary for Jordan, Saudi Arabia, the countries that we provided protection for, because you have Iran who's growing in power day by day. And they know it. Our military has to be reinforced. Well, I think Trump would do things with a lot firmer hand than Clinton, to be honest with you, in terms of terrorism coming in. But, some people have got to throw this politically correct bullshit out the window and say, politically correct, fine. But how about being safe within our borders? We have to make that a priority. So, excuse my French, so.
Recordemos que en la historia de la humanidad, un aspecto que es súper valioso para el político es el miedo, porque el miedo tiende a paralizarte, y cuando la gente se paraliza, deja de ejercer lo más básico que es su ejercicio ciudadano, su práctica de queja. El miedo hay dos cosas: el miedo te paraliza, y entonces puede ser como seguir lo que crees que es la persona que tiene la solución a esta situación que te genera mucho miedo, o el contrario, que es lo que creo, y por eso está tan polarizado Estados Unidos. El miedo genera exactamente la reacción de que me voy a salvar como sea, porque si no me voy a morir. Entonces, o me paraliza y entonces creo en ese otro que me va a salvar, o sé que no me va a salvar, que al contrario tengo grandes posibilidades de morir, y por lo tanto me acciono. Entonces nuestros miedos son otros. Nuestros miedos son también, por ejemplo, en donde yo trabajo en un departamento de estudios chicanos, pues el miedo es a mis estudiantes. Muchos son indocumentados, muchos dreamers, y veo las estrategias que están siguiendo, o sea, la familia cambiando cuentas de banco, haciendo estrategias de qué hacemos si nos deportan, resolviendo la vida, y la gente se está preparando. No es un miedo solamente paralizante, es un miedo que está tomando está exigiendo que la gente tome medidas sobre lo que viene, especialmente la población más vulnerable, que puede ser deportada o puede verse afectada en sus negocios, ¿no? Entonces ahí sí tenemos una situación dura, y de seguro va a afectar inmediatamente Tijuana. Tijuana es un laboratorio. O sea, el efecto Trump, el primer lugar donde se va a sentir inmediatamente, digamos, más allá del miedo que está ahora a ver, ¿no? Hasta que tomen posesión, el primer lugar donde se va a sentir, y de nuevo vamos a comprobar que Tijuana es un laboratorio, que vive primero todo lo demás, va a ser Tijuana, y va a estar en las manos de los tijuanenses y en nuestra capacidad creativa de generar procesos sociales, económicos, para poder salir adelante teniendo una relación diferente con Estados Unidos.
Porque pues las nuevas generaciones pues no están a favor del odio que está predicando este vato.
Yeah, I hope that nothing is done to dampen the relationship the two areas have. I mean, there's like two communities that they're one and the same.
I think he's stupid, I think he's ignorant, and I think he sucks.
He's an American dream gone bad. That's what I think about Trump.
I'm excited for Trump to see what he can do.
How would you grab that money if they say no? Would you be willing to go to war to make sure we get the money to pay for this war?
Trust me, Bob. When I rejuvenate our military, Mexico's not going to be playing with us with war. That I can tell you. Mexico's not playing with us with war.
Politics needs votes. Politics needs your mind. Politics needs human beings. Politics needs lies. That's why, my friend, it's an evidence. Politics is violence. Why, my friend, it's an evidence. Politics is violence. Politics kills. Politics kills. Politics kills. Politics use drugs. Politics use bombs. Politics need torpedoes. Politics needs blood. That's why, my friend, it's an evidence. Politics is violence. Why, my friend, it's an evidence. Politics is violence. Politics need force. Politics need cries. Politics need ignorance. Politics need lies.